Hey guys, welcome back to my channel once again. Today I will be sharing how I came up with this colorful, highly nutritious bunch of vegetables put together, and they taste really good. For those of you that are joining me for the first time, this is Gaga's Kitchen with a twist. You're welcome. So let's start cooking. Quickly, let me introduce you to the seasoning that I'm going to be using. I have salt, chili flakes, black pepper, white pepper, that is ginger, onion powder, garlic powder, and my salt to taste and bouillon cube. So, also, I will be introducing you to my veggies. Like I said, as you can see right here, they are all different kinds of veggies right here. So for this recipe, you can choose whatever veggies you want to use. So I went with green bell pepper, jalapeno, one green bell pepper, two seed of tomatoes, half of a medium sized onion. I'm going with a brown onion or red onion. Then with just 3 cloves of fresh garlic. Now you can decide to go with just the grinded garlic, whatever one, but I decided to add it to what I already have. I'm talking about the dry one because I want that garlic, that punch taste of garlic in this meat. So I have my mushroom. Of course, I won't make this without my mushroom. Like I said, the vegetables you use is up to you. So also I have my drumstick. So you can either go with chicken thighs, the old chicken thigh, or you can go with drumstick or chicken breast. So I am using just my drumstick. I'm just showing you that I have some chicken breast here and how you can also use that. So I also have some my carrot and my potato. I'm going with red potato. Now for this recipe, it must not be red potato. Whatsoever potato you prefer, you can use that. But I like red potato. It's high in nutrients than the regular potato, and it tastes better to me. So I went with red potato. I peeled off the back because a lot of work for me to wash it and make it really clean as I like it. So you can just wash it just like the one I showed to you, and then cut it if you have the time to wash it, and then you can use it with the back, which is even more better. So I'm gonna add all my seasoning to my meat and just marinate my meat for some couple of minutes. I've already done the introduction of all the seasoning I'm gonna be using, so the next thing is just to add them to the chicken. You can never go wrong with the amount of seasoning you use right here, because you want the taste to go into the chicken. And also, like I usually say whenever I'm doing marinating, I always tell, I don't know if that English is right, I always tell my viewers that the amount of time you allow whatever you meat or your chicken to marinate, that it allows the sauce to go in there, and you taste it not only outside but inside. So give it a lot of time. When you marinate, you will see the difference. So for me, sometimes I think it's better to just marinate it overnight, but I didn't have that time. It was like an emergency cook for me, so I decided to do it for a couple of minutes. So I added everything to my bag. This way I don't have to stain my fingers. My hands can be still clean, and I'm just gonna marinate everything. So if you have a Ziploc bag just like this, you can put everything in here and then marinate it with your hands very well. So I'm just gonna leave this in the refrigerator while I tend to the rest of my ingredients. So I'm just going to show you how I parted my potato and the rest of my vegetables. So depending on the size, for me this size is better because it gets cooked quickly and evenly. So I used just 2 potato. Please, I'm going to drop the right description down below this video so you can check it out and know exactly what I used and the quantity that I used as well. So you can go with whatever type of onion you prefer. That is great. So for this recipe, I used 2 tomatoes. Now the tomatoes is to make it juicy. So if you don't want it juicy, if you want it dry, skip the tomato. For my husband, he likes it juicy, but for me, I think I prefer it dry. So you can skip the tomato, and you mustn't go with green bell pepper. You can go with red, you can go with orange, and like what I said at the beginning of this video, that whatsoever vegetable you prefer, go with it. It will work just well. This is a pretty straightforward meal. You don't have to sweat making this meal. So after you get your vegetables ready, the next thing is to add them to your pan. So you want to get a pan that you can use in your oven. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just going to season my vegetables with eventually like all the seasoning that I used and marinated my chicken. I'm going to do the same thing here. So I added some salt, some bouillon seasoning. If you don't have the powdered one, you can as well just crush those cubes, and that is exactly what I did. And so you want to season generously because you want it to be tasty. So I added some black pepper, and I added white pepper as well, just little of black pepper and white pepper. You can add a lot of chili if you want it to be hot. So I added olive oil. So I forgot to tell you guys, before I marinated the chicken, I added olive oil as well. Some people will add some lime to it, lemon juice to their their chicken before they marinate it, but I didn't. I just used olive oil. So you want to make sure that you add a decent amount of olive oil right here, and as well with all your seasoning, because you want it to taste good. Now I like to say, apart from you adding chicken to this, what other thing you can do is, if you have your fish, the same way I added all my seasoning to the chicken, you can add your seasoning that way and mix them. You can just put them in a bowl, mix them with olive oil, add a little bit of lemon juice, and then you season your fish. If you have like tilapia, catfish, or whatever fish you prefer, you can season it and allow it to marinate for some time, and then just let this be the bed of the fish and lay it on top. So what I'm trying to say is these vegetables can also go with barbecue fish, which will be also awesome. So for this one, of course, we are going with chicken. I just decided to tell you guys that as well. Probably by the grace of God, I can make a video of that and show it to you guys as well. So you want to take your time to actually, mix everything together. If you have gloves, you can put on gloves so that you don't have to stain your hands, but there isn't much thing to stain your hands, it's just the oil. So that is why I'm using my hands. And also I don't have gloves. And also I don't have gloves. So just mix everything together, and that will be all. So after mixing properly, the next thing is you want to lay your chicken right there to rest on the vegetables. This was exactly what I was telling you guys about. If you have your fish, just lay it on top of the vegetables. So we're going with chicken for this recipe, and you want to space the chicken out so that they can cook evenly. So after doing this, I'm going to place it in my oven. My oven is already preheated for 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I'm going to cook it for 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, I'll bring it out, flip it over, because you want both sides to be cooked, and then I'll put it back for 20 minutes or less than 20 minutes. So I scraped out the juice because you don't want all those juice to go to waste. So you can scrape it out of the bag and spread it on top of the chicken, just like what I did. And now I'm gonna put my chicken back. I'm gonna put my chicken in the oven for 30 minutes, remember. So now after 30 minutes, this is exactly the result I got. As you can see, the other side of the chicken is not cooked yet. So you want to flip it over and put it back in the oven. So I'm gonna put it back for 20 minutes, not for 30 minutes. So what I did is I covered it with some baking sheet, and after 20 minutes, this is the result. So I'm going to show you right now. You can see that both sides of the chicken, they are cooked. Now the next thing you do is, for me, I want that crunchiness of the skin. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it back in the oven, but at this time not on baking but on broiling. So you want to press your oven to the broiler, and this is after 10 minutes of broiling the chicken. Now when you broil, you get like a burnt skin, and also your vegetables it looks as if you actually roast them on the grill, and that is what I'm going for. So after 10 minutes I didn't like it, I put it back for extra 5 minutes. So for the first broiling, it was 15 minutes, and this is exactly what I got. So I'm going to add my scallion. Now you can decide to wait when your dish is ready to add your scallion, but I guarantee you prefer it better this way because the scallion will be a little bit toasted, and all the vegetables as well. So I'm going to turn it to the other side because I want both sides to be crunchy. Now, juicy in the inside, crunchy outside. You can only get that when you broil because of, we laid it rather on vegetables. So you want to turn it over and then put it back for another 10 to 15 minutes. So the first broil was 15 minutes. Then this time around, I'm going to put it for another 10 to 15 minutes. This is exactly what you are looking for. You can see it's darker in color now. The skin of the chicken looks as if it's a little bit burnt. The vegetables, look at my mushroom, look at how dark it is. It is as if I roasted it on the grill.
Mommy, your mushrooms look dark.
Yes. As if I roasted it on the grill, and also my potato, everything. This is the perfect way to come out with a very perfect result. You want this texture, So for me, this is the most important part of all my videos. Are you still living in sin? Jesus is coming soon. I know it's not easy, but the grace of God is sufficient for you and I to live a holy and a righteous life. What are you still doing in sin? Look around you and see things that are happening. Now is the time to wake up from your sin. Seek the grace of God. Ask for mercy. Change your life. Seek God and turn away from evil and wickedness. Do not be deceived. Heaven and hell is free. Free from worldliness, material things, makeup, jewelry. Believe it or not, with all those things, you cannot see the kingdom of God. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my videos. Help me to share this video and every of my video out there that you watch with your friends and family to help me, grow this YouTube channel. Thank you guys. I also want to introduce my son right here. We did a voicing together. I know that you guys heard his voice. Thank you guys so much. And this was exactly what I was saying. You can see how beautiful the inside look, properly cooked. I would say it is done. And also the outside, like I said, is crunchy. So I'm just gonna dish myself a plate and then have our dinner. So with the tomatoes, I have a lot of juice. So for my husband, I'm just gonna scoop this juice and pour it on top of his veggies and his chicken. He loves it that way. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless. Bye.